What's up, Sports Feenz, and welcome to the Fantasy Football Live Draft. We're about to get started in about an hour. But first, I wanted to give you guys a look around to see our setup, how I go about setting up the Fantasy Live Draft for everybody. I'm going to turn around the camera now. And so as you can see, I have the stickers laid out here. They're color coordinated. Running backs are in blue, wide receivers are in green, quarterbacks are in black, tight ends are in red, defense is in orange, and then there's a pink for kickers, which if I'm hiding it back there because if you're picking kickers early, then you have an issue. But anyways, I have give everybody here fantasy jocks. I'll give them some koozies just so they can hold their beer. And I have a list here that's stapled together. I give them a pen and paper. So let's take a look. This is the top 300 PPR rankings from ESPN. It was last updated on Friday, August 31st. So, people, if they're paying attention, they will know that certain people are either out for the year or got released or got waived. So hopefully they're paying attention and when they're drafting, but the rankings are here. And what I'd like to do is just give them this so they can just follow. Because some people, they're going to be more towards the back and they may not be able to see our nice board again. Given to us by Fantasy Jocks, and and then also on the second page here I have is where they could write their name and just write their team down so they could just keep track and they know the roster max limits and just be able to just keep track of their players that they're drafting, their bye weeks, and then so they're able to know how many, how their team is being set up to kind of get an idea, so when they're picking they're not thinking way too much. I make it easier for everybody. Sometimes they won't make it easier for themselves, but that's not my problem. And then over here, they got the beers, some Bud Light, water, some Coronas, some Stella, both CJ, everything. So we got it all set up back here. And eventually I'm gonna get some pizza from Tipsy Tomato. It's located on Ozone Park. My good friend Joe, he gave us a nice little price discount so everybody can enjoy. So we're gonna get started in about an hour. I'm gonna try to record just the first round or two, and then from there I'll try to get everybody, interview some people after the draft to see what their thought process was when making certain picks. I'd like to thank Danny for letting us use his backyard. See you in a bit.
That's like you with Ewing and 85.
Yo, these people are already complaining. This is Tipsy Tomato. We got a pizza front, but these guys are already complaining. Because somehow, some way, I ended up with the first pick, but they drew numbers out of a hat.
Ewing at 85 or whatever.
Nah, it don't matter. I got the first pick. We got my man Alex. He's controlling the board. He's keeping track of everybody that nobody takes more than a minute to draft. So with the first pick in the 2018 live draft, I select LeVeon Bell. Yo, let me see the back. I got Le'Veon Bell. Yo, stop hating, Elias. This is the first time I got the first pick ever. So right.
There should be an inquiry.
Yeah. Number 2 got a minute. Donald and Raj. They just took Todd Gurley. This is going kind of fast.
Thank you, Ronnie, for Bell taking me.
Yo, can I get a sheet? Can I bring my sheet back here for a little bit? Or nah, don't worry about it. I'll turn it off. I'll turn it off when it's my turn. Now, when it's my turn, I'll turn it off. I'll stop recording for a little bit. I just want to record a little bit. Yo, let me get one chicken ranch, please. Don't take all of them. Look at this guy with a bucket hat. Look at like Gilligan's Pooch.
You scared, homie? You gonna make the one? No, you're on the clock.
Oh, this guy.
Oh shit! He's not taking David Johnson on the clock.
This nigga got a laptop.
Are you gonna forgive David Johnson for what he did?
Oh yeah, he's scared.
Wow, you had David Johnson last year? Oh, you shook. He shook. He's gonna take whoever you don't take anyways. Don't worry.
Bro, take Roy.
20 seconds, bro. It's the third pick, dog. Yo, you researching your first pick?
Yeah, I don't know.
I got Zeke.
He took Zeke. He got Zeke.
Scared of David Johnson?
He's scared of David Johnson. Or he made a smarter pick because I think some people would take Zeke over David Johnson.
I think that's a safe pick. It's a safer.
Safer pick, you think? Okay.
Dustin Johnson. I mean, what am I saying? It's not golf.
Yeah.
Yo, take one off providing before you guys.
Yeah, I'm gonna cry. I want a chicken ranch from Tipsy Tomato, and that's an advertisement for my boy.
Pochi, you on the clock, Pochi.
No, Beans, who you want? David Johnson, you got?
Yeah, I don't take 20 hours to make a pick.
Who took 20 hours?
You'll see.
Not me.
Once I put it on and I go to the thing,
That's what, yeah.
Okay, what was the fourth pick?
Yo, I appreciate you, Alec. Thank you.
You on the clock.
This is 2? Yeah, just leave it right here, because I'm gonna record for like another 10 minutes.
The flies are gonna eat it for you.
Put it inside the beast.
I'm about to kill that fly. That fly is
Just leave it inside. Thank you.
Don't even lie.
What just happened right now? Who just took? Who you took?
Antonio Brown.
Okay.
Pooch? I see. Gonna dream.
Just one fly.
AB just went first receiver off the board.
Wait, don't.
Now it gets, you know. Yo, wait, you got Kevin on your earphone, man?
You on the clock.
Yo, Paige, you got Kevin on your phone, man?
I'm gonna go with a t-shirt. All right.
Oh shit! There you go. I was too scared. Nah, I'm not gonna take him with number 1, but he took Saquon Barkley, number 6. Let me see your shirt, Pedro. Yo, Pedro, let me see your shirt. You got this. He took Barkley. He actually went. You see, I'm wearing your Saquon Barkley shirt, but I ain't take him. Now we're number 1. Who's that? Hector?
Damn, Hector.
Okay, Hector. The best pick he ever made. That's the best pick he's ever made.
Seriously, that is the best pick he's ever made.
It's in the first round for sure.
He got Bell, no? It was definitely better than
Chris, how are those wings?
I didn't try the wings.
Oh, you haven't tried the wings? All right, I'll give you a minute.
I did not take a miracle first, you think.
Wessels, you got the back-to-backs, right? Number 12. That's what you like? You like that? You like that? All right. Yeah, I don't mind. I don't care where I drive. I'm prepared for wherever I drive.
That's a reach.
What do you mean as a reach?
That's a reach.
Who took Fournette? Oh, Jad? How's that a reach?
That's the next three.
Nah, he took Fournette. I'm going to get a little closer because I just want to make sure I'm getting the board.
Well, Dan, you on the clock.
I feel like Alex is in the Price is Right. No.
Yeah, he is.
There's a lot of ill players, bro.
Wheel of Fortune.
They'll come back. This is a 12-team league. They'll come back to me. Who's that, Dan?
Hopkins.
He took DeAndre, second receiver off the board.
Dan took Hopkins?
Yeah. I got it now. She put it in the thing for me. There's the flies. I'm over here commentating, man. At least the first 2 rounds. Till I get to my turn, then I'll start recording. What's the joke? I want to hear it. I missed the joke. What happened? I missed the joke. What happened?
I'm gonna have so much fun.
Oh, yeah? You always say that, man. You talk a lot.
Raymond, you on the clock.
This is 12 teams, maybe. You know?
Hold it. You know?
Raymond, OBJ, you Jeff fan, you absolute. No, you're not a trader. You know, it is what it is. That's fine. There's money involved, so if they want to lose their money on their own, that's their problem. So you know.
Yo, but this is what happens when you put 6 out 4 last. People
on
want
the
to
clock
be
now,
bluffing.
bro. Take your time. Everybody's like,
Jimmy Garoppolo. It's all right. You could do it, man.
yo, so I did a this morning, and the kid like left the shit on auto pick. Yo, the shit picked 3 tight ends back to back.
Kareem Hunt, That's good, Ant. You don't have to get approval for that one. Damn, this wait is forever. It's only right that I get to record, you know, while I'm killing time in between picks. Sheesh.
There's a Akeem Hunt that plays.
Yeah, nigga.
Yeah, there's 2 hunts.
What happened to your team?
Wessels, you on the clock now.
Well, so it's back-to-back picks. All right, Melvin Gordon. Don't choke on your food, Noel. Is you know, this guy's.
Deshaun Watson.
Wow. Yo, this is why.
Wow.
Deshaun Watson.
What number is that?
Yo, this is a annual thing for Wessels. Every year, Wessels makes a crazy early pick.
Yo,
Over Brady?
Deshaun Watson, first pick of the first pick. The black was hidden. The black stickers were hidden, and he got to bring it out for Deshaun Watson.
and this is why he's not
6 games. Yeah, 6 games.
they're saying this is why you're not successful in fantasy sports. You haven't had success in our league.
Stick to the board, bro.
Oh my God! I don't want to. Well, they're not gonna be able to see it, but okay. He's sticking to his. That's your board. What website you pay money for? I just want to say he hasn't made the playoffs the first 2 years.
Is TD's worth 6 points in this league?
No,
What the fuck did he do?
I don't know.
Hey, who's on the clock?
It's Ann again. It's Ann again. Ah, you sticking to your strategy from earlier? I thought you were sticking to your strategy from earlier. What are you doing right here? You switched it? A running back? I told me he would go 2 running backs, first 2 picks. Who you took? Dalvin Cook? We didn't air our episode, but people weren't too fond of Dalvin Cook.
Yeah, Matthew Berry said he's confident in him.
That's Matthew Berry. We're talking about more proven fantasy relevant.
Crazy.
Julio Jones in the second round.
I was just talking about that.
Dalvin Cook?
Wow.
I mean,
Last season last
Anthony.
year, that's why.
Look at the board. It says his name, Anthony.
1,400
But it's
yards.
Wessels that took Deshaun Watson, though.
No, no.
That's really what threw everything off.
It's not his fault he didn't get to him.
No, but I just mentioned it that we spoke about it, but I didn't get to air it, you know.
He might pull the second round.
But Anthony told me he was going to take 2 running backs, so he told me earlier that I'm going to take 2 running backs.
Nah, Julio's gonna be on our team every year.
I'll trade him to you.
Three's a
Nah,
charm?
not this league. In the 4-5-6.
654, not 456.
Well, I'm dyslexic.
Get it right. You.
I don't know what that.
Yo, where's Deshaun Watson on this list? 81 the second.
First one, number 81. 81.
Jesus.
Second row.
Oh man, I'm glad I recorded this.
Wow.
That was a good moment to catch. You gotta get one of the 2. There's one in my folder. Oh, there you
You
go.
took Beckham and yo, that's what I had in my mock draft the other day. Beckham and
No, McCaffrey got
Ale got Beckham and Hopkins. That's an auction league.
And I had green.
First round shot.
Yeah.
This guy's gonna take a shot every round. I can't record this. I'll be there with you in a little bit. Let me just make my first 3 picks and I'm gonna take a shot.
It's all good.
Yeah, that's strong. No, I just want to make my picks. I'm recording until it's my turn. I'm recording until it's my turn. I don't record forever.
Damn, man, who took McCaffrey?
Oh, that's what you're doing? You're picking players to trade? So he's on his Dan. Dan, he's using your strategy. He's drafting players to then trade on week 1.
You got 40 seconds.
Take
your time, you got 40 seconds.
Gronkowski?
Okay.
Back to back white guys. Let's go.
He got Fournette, bro. Oh, McCaffrey. Okay. I didn't see
No,
McCaffrey.
white guys. White
Oh.
McCaffrey.
I thought you meant he took back-to-back white guys. Yeah, I thought he took.
Damn.
Always hurt Gronk.
That would have been nice.
I don't know if you noticed, but Elia and Pooch are giving each other eyes, like these looks of like, yo, you see what these guys are doing today? I seen that. You look at him record you, but I saw you look up to Pooch like, yo, they took Gronkowski, they took Gronkowski in the second round.
I know, he likes me a lot.
So y'all just saw the video of me drafting LeVeon Bell with the number 1 pick. And we didn't record the whole draft. But if we would have recorded the whole draft, you would have seen Elias telling me in round 14 or 15, there's a running back you should draft. And I'm like, huh? He's like, yeah. And I'm going to take him. And I said, okay. I didn't take him. What was his name?
Connor.
First name?
James.
Yeah. So I drafted LeVeon Bell. I didn't handcuff him. And now I'm in the situation where 5 days after getting the number 1 pick, I traded LeVeon Bell. For who? DeAndre Hopkins. I'll let you guys know how the conversation went in a little bit. But first, I want to give you guys the opportunity to explain why I should have drafted James Conner. I'm giving you the floor first.
Well, there's a plethora of reasons why you should have drafted Connor because 1, you have Le'Veon Bell, that's your handcuff.
Okay.
Makes sense. And then second of all, what's his name? James Conner. The guy is talented. So not only is he a premier handcuff, but the guy is talented. He plays for the Steelers offense. They produce running backs. Like, you could put me in there and I'm going to have a pretty decent season, you know?
Okay.
So what I'm saying is that I was going to draft him no matter what. I had him on my radar, late rounds. The fact that he was going so late was like
mind-boggling to you.
mind-boggling to me because Guys, handcuffs always get overdrafted, year in, year out. But yet, LeVeon Bell, the premier running back, his handcuff is not getting drafted. So I'm like, what? What if Le'Veon Bell gets hurt? That was what I was thinking. I wasn't even thinking about suspension. That was just an added bonus. So when the suspension talk came in, I'm like, and nobody's still gonna take him? I'm like, okay,
It wasn't a suspension.
give me that.
It's a holdout.
Oh, whatever, hold on.
Yeah, there's a difference.
Well,
I'm gonna explain myself after.
But you know what I mean. You get the drift.
Nah, I mean, I don't blame you for not taking your handcuff. Le'Veon's Le'Veon, but
Mind you, this was Sunday.
But-
This was Sunday before anything. But
to be more honest, like, you should have did more research looking into the holdout.
okay.
Because just to assume that he was coming back was silly, bro. Like, and I would have made the same
Okay, I did-
mistake.
I
I'm
did
telling
assume-
you
I
right
did
now,
assume, okay.
I would have made the same mistake. But knowing that out of the 4 top running backs, you wouldn't take anyone else's handcuff. I mean, you wouldn't take DJ's handcuff. You wouldn't take Gurley's handcuff, and you wouldn't take Zeke's handcuff. Who's Zeke's handcuff? I don't even know. I
Rod
got
Smith,
the guy.
if anything.
Rod
Rod
Smith.
Smith.
Yeah, yeah.
If anything.
He's another guy that should be on teams.
Psych. Zeke is taking over. Never
I
mind.
know
That'll
that,
come
but
later.
what if he gets hurt? Then what are you gonna do?
Come later. James Conner, like he said before, is talented. He's really good, and I think anyone who comes out of that system just produces points.
Alright.
Not a Le'Veon clip, but yo, if you're getting 14, 15 points from James Conner when he was a, what was it, 9th round pick?
9th round pick, yeah, right.
No. Well, this is all right. So
Later.
to explain quickly, it's a 12-team league. It's half-point PPR.
No, but I didn't get him in the.
No, you got him in almost every league.
I didn't get him in that league though.
I'm in the 14th.
No, in that league you didn't get him. You got picked right before you were gonna take him because you were warning me. I'm gonna take the guy you should have taken with this
And,
pick.
What round was
and
that?
then no took him right before me.
No, that's what I'm saying. That he took.
round was
You were
that?
planning to. It was like round 15, honestly. Like
Round 15.
that was an error in judgment, but I'm gonna explain myself. So
This guy thinks he's great.
no. Who, me?
Yeah.
No, it's not like that. So my whole thing is when I take running backs late, and handcuffs are part of it, right? You take some handcuffs late in the draft. But I'm more thinking about flyers, like guys with potential, like if they were to be sneaky plays. I'm not thinking I have to get my handcuff. I thought when I drafted Le'Veon Bell, same thing as last year. He may come late and before week 1. Fine, I'll take that. Like even if he doesn't play week 1, I didn't think it was gonna be the holdout that now we know he might miss half the season. He might miss the whole season. We don't even know. But I thought he'll be back by week 1, and I had him the number 1 rank. So first of all, I never had the number 1 pick ever. So the fact that I got it, I was like, yo, I'm getting the most surest thing to me, which was him. Like Gurley had his crazy year, but I thought Le'Veon was safer, just safer. I'm not to say that Gurley won't beast. I didn't look into all that holdout stuff. I didn't think it was that serious. I thought it was gonna be the same as last year. Now we know it's much more serious. So now I'm gonna bring up something else that I did the other day. So on Tuesday I had another draft. Now this is I want to say it's a full PPR league, and I had the 9th pick, and the news already came out that Le'Veon was holding out. We don't know what's going on, and so I knew going into this draft, all right, if Le'Veon were to fall to me, 1, I'm gonna take him because 9th pick, I'm taking him, but then I gotta make sure I get James Conner, and I didn't get James Conner.
You waited
And
too
why?
late in that round
I
too?
definitely waited too long. Like I did the most. That was more dumb than Sunday because Sunday, at least at that point, we
Yeah,
didn't
man,
know
yeah.
as much information as we did by Tuesday. Tuesday, I knew, and I still was like, all right, I gotta build my team, my starting lineup, before I, in a sense, reach for James Conner. But at that point, and you told me, you have to reach for James Conner. You gotta protect yourself. You didn't. He asked me who I took. I took quarterback. It's a Yahoo league, so quarterbacks are ranked higher, and I thought, let me get my quarterback now. And I waited, I think it was around 8 or 9.
Who quarterback?
Phillip Rivers. But again, Yahoo leagues, you got to see the rankings. They have quarterbacks ranked. They have them ranked really high. So I felt, let me get one of my quarterbacks now. James Conner was ranked really low, but I should know better than to assume that people won't know the information that we know, which is that Le'Veon's holding out, may not come back, and just handcuff yourself with James Conner. I didn't do it. Bad mistake. I learned my lesson. I should have learned my lesson from Sunday, but I didn't.
It's more upsetting you didn't learn your lesson after Monday. Monday, it should have told you that running backs were flying off the board. Yeah, many leagues aren't like our league, but it's more or less, you got to be safe with the running back, man. Running backs, they win you championships. Like defense win you championships. Running backs win you championships in fantasy, bro. So it's always good to be safe than, sorry, which you're very
I'm
sorry.
gonna bring up a gripe I had from the other day. So our main league that we play is a 14-man league, right? And it's half point PPR. Everything else is pretty much standard. And so when you draft, if it's 14 teams, it's already limited with running backs.
Mhm.
And we thought it was gonna be running back heavy. The first round was like half and half as usual. But in the middle rounds, when running backs, there's like what? How many? Let's say around 5, 6. There was quarterbacks being taken, and some guys drafted top 5 quarterbacks. And then I told myself, all right, I wait for quarterbacks, and I'm gonna take one round, 8, 9 maybe, and I'll get a really, really good quarterback, because guys should be drafting their running back 2s, running back 3s, and then these guys started taking backups for Cam Newton, Russell Wilson, and I'm just looking at them like, they can't be serious. They can't be serious, because I like to wait on quarterbacks. There's a lot of quarterbacks. But in our league, 14-man league, if you do not draft running backs, you're going to be left starting. I'm trying to give an example of who has a sad running back. Your
I
brother?
can name a few people.
Your brother, name one or two. Your brother has who? Deion Lewis
Yeah.
and LeGarrette Blunt.
And I think Cisco is another one.
I like Alex Collins. So he has him, and then but he has Johnson, right?
Kerryon Johnson's RB2. So those two guys are hoping that Blunt and Kerryon Johnson can be their RB2.
One of
And
them's
then
gonna
it's
cancel out.
one of
right.
them going to be
Or it
right.
could be that they both get canceled out. Because remember, Reddick is in that backfield as well.
No, my whole thing is
It's tough.
my whole thing is then this is what happened, right? So we're gonna bring up what your brother did with you. So his brother drafted Russell Wilson in round, let's say 5. Then he decided to take, and the next go around, he did in what, round 6 or 7?
Round 7.
All right, round 7, he took Drew Brees.
Yeah, technically round 6. He had the
But-
back-to-back pick, so it could count as a 6-7.
But if you're taking Russell Wilson, that's your starting quarterback. You don't need a backup. You don't need to mix and match. You just start him every week, and you worry about a backup when your bye week comes. There's going to be enough guys. Even in a 14-man league, there's enough quarterbacks in the waivers. And you should use your bench, because we only have 6-man bench in our league anyways. It's not like it's 7 like in other leagues. 6-man bench, use it on running back depth. And this guy's drafting a second quarterback in round 7 when he could have had, let me tell you who I got pretty late that I like, is Bilal Powell. I got him in round 8. You telling me your brother Raymond wouldn't have loved Bilal Powell in round 8 right now? That he drafted, mind you, he drafted.
Was it 8 or was it 7?
No, I got him. No.
The same round I got James White. I got James White in round 8.
No, you got James White. I think you got him in round 8. Because I was thinking about him too. But no, yeah, your brother took Drew Brees instead of running back depth, and now he's in the dilemma where he has LeVeon Bell, did not draft James Conner. You did. So he hits you up on the side and tells you, because you drafted Carson Wentz, so Carson Wentz missed last night's game, might miss a couple of more weeks. So his brother figures, well, let me hit up my brother, see if he wants one of my quarterbacks. But he's not in a position of leverage. He is. He has James Conner. So one, he could have drafted James Conner at any point in the draft. It's not like you got him early. You got him in what round in that one? Like round 12?
Conner?
Yeah.
Something like that.
So he could have gotten James Conner at any point. Just make sure. Again, more information came out after Sunday.
Yeah.
This is Monday night. But yeah, he drafted 2 quarterbacks, and we're not looking at our phones right now. So his running backs was LeVeon Bell. So now he's starting.
Yeah, the J.
Marshawn Lynch. He got all right. So he got a J. All right. So he's okay. He's okay. But his bench, like, let's say once he gets to the bye week, so that's what I worry about.
What's suffering right now is his wide receiver 2.
Which we got Crowder.
I don't trust him to he can be
Crowder's
good.
the wide receiver 2.
Yeah, but Crowder's
And he
the wide
has
receiver 2.
Jordan Reed, so he's relying on 2.
Jordan Reed is
Redskins.
tight end, and who in the world is his flex? Because I have no idea.
He's starting this week, Sterling Shepard.
Who?
Right now.
Who?
Right now he has Sterling Shepard in his third lineup.
Who?
I'm a Giants fan,
Who's that?
and I don't like Shepard for fantasy, so.
Me neither.
Dude, Shepard had all the chance last year after those guys got hurt, and who ate?
Shepard, man.
Ingram.
Evan Ingram.
So that's what I'm saying.
You have him.
Oh yeah, I have him.
He has no flex, and Crowder is wide receiver 2.
We're not trying to jump on Raymond's
I don't jump on anybody.
No, right? He's not the only one. There's other people that the same thing right now. You just mentioned his brother Alex, who also has in a similar situation where he's after the draft, he drafted a certain way and is like, oh, I need a running back.
Deion Lewis is running back.
Why are you taking Kirk Cousins after you drafted Cam Newton?
I mean, you know, when I saw my brother had Corey Clement in the flex yesterday.
Oh yeah, see that's what happened. So you starting Corey Clement.
Nah, it happens, you know.
No, bro.
I started Matt Ryan last night. I mean, look, we all make mistakes.
Yeah, I started
Point
off
is to-
horribly. I got
It's to grow from it.
Devontae Freeman got me 6 points and what's that guy's name from the Eagles?
Nick Foles?
Nick Foles, the Super Bowl hero. Got me like
Oh,
4 points something.
the Philly special.
I got to combine 11 points, but it's all right. I'm not out of
If
it.
you caught that touchdown,
I have
that
confidence
would've
in the rest of my team.
What's
too.
going to be an
been-
issue is
Hopefully,
there.
man. Hopefully, man. Donald got a good, you know.
But you know what?
Wait,
Kick it didn't get
You
so
got to
much.
be thankful for these guys taking all these quarterbacks because if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't have a plethora of running backs right now.
So
Plethora.
thank you guys.
Because I have.
You got some good running
I
back.
gotta
You
name-
too, right? You got Chris Thompson in your
I
bench.
got Chris Thompson. I got Ronald Jones as a little project.
Yeah.
We had a trade offer on the table, but this guy don't want to trade his
Who, you
one
two?
of his plethora
You guys?
running backs.
Oh,
You
you
guys?
sent me a trade offer.
For who?
I
Nah,
don't think I'm going to take that.
What can we?
Alex,
I want in on this.
No, what's his name? That guy from last night, Matt Ryan.
Matt Ryan.
Matt Ryan.
Oh, because you would take a chance on him after this week.
For Wilkins.
Jordan Wilkins.
It's a fair trade.
Right now.
He's a Colts fan, so he's
Right
trying
now.
to. He's trying to. You know.
I said right now. I said, look, before it's named Wilkins, you
And
know
I-
what you're getting for the next 4 weeks. You got Matt Ryan. You can take a chance on him. I'll go with my. I got a new carousel going.
You just
So-
basically giving up. That's why you picked up Case Keenum. Then you were like, yo, I might trade my Ryan.
No. I'm not going Ryan for the next 2 weeks. I'm not
Well,
playing him
matchups,
against the Saints.
matchups,
I'm not going
matchups.
him against the Panthers. Seeing how Mahomes does this week against the Chargers on the road will determine whether I start him against the Steelers or Keenum has Oakland at home. So that's another good
All right,
one.
I'm
No
just gonna
man.
bring up something because now you have 3 quarterbacks, right?
Well, real quick.
Oh,
let me
right,
show
go
up
ahead.
real quick. Kareem Hunt, Devontae Freeman, Jamal Williams, James White, James Conner, and Wilkins.
Yeah,
So 6 running
Was that
backs.
6 running
you
backs?
want to trade your RB6?
All of them might be starting this week. Well, besides James White, but he's like a starter, you know.
No,
Just want to
fair.
show off
You
real
don't want
quick.
You don't want to trade.
He's
his-
showing
you
off.
don't
This
want
is
RB6, guys.
every day. This is every
You wanna
day.
Send
trade
me
all
those
his-
trade
his
offers, man.
RB6.
Ain't nobody sending you no
Send me
trade
those
offers,
trade
man.
offers.
They're
So you-
afraid to trade with you.
So yeah, what do you want to say about my?
If you
three
trading
quarterbacks?
up players for a reason, that's the problem.
What
They
do you
know
wanna-
that you're trading a player. It's for a reason.
I don't have to trade. That's the beauty of it.
So then stay with.
All I need to have is quarterback, and I can just wait for one to come back. I'm a patient guy, you know.
So what do you
Yeah.
want to say about my 3 quarterbacks?
Well, you got on me,
Yeah,
right?
tell me, Mr.
Because
Judge.
I was attacking the people that drafted 2 quarterbacks, but it was really the ones that drafted top 5 quarterbacks.
Yeah.
And so you said, well, I'm gonna end up with a top 5 quarterback.
That
And his
might.
2 quarterbacks are Pat Mahomes
I met Mahomes.
and Matt Ryan. All right, so you met Mahomes.
I met Mahomes.
Anyways,
all
we
the
made
way.
a bet.
Cause I wouldn't say I need a top 5 year from Matt Ryan for him to be a successful pick. I don't need that.
You drafted Matt Ryan first, then Mahomes.
No, I drafted them back to back. I told you I had Matt Ryan over Matt Stafford. Like it looking a little crazy now, but
No, this is one game. Hold on,
yeah,
it's one
it's
game.
One game, but he looks
But-
really bad.
But the whole thing was I drafted Alex Smith. That was one of my guys. Is like, yo, if I'm gonna wait for quarterbacks, he's one of my like high floor, and he showed some upside last year, you know, whatever. And then the other one was Andy Dalton, who I'm starting this week against Indianapolis. But
That's a good
right,
start.
yeah, I'm a streamer.
But
But I've done this before. I've done this before where I stream quarterbacks. I know how to, you know, not have no attachment to nobody who I drafted or anything like that. If I have to drop a quarterback to get a better one on the waivers, I'll do that. You said one. I told you to pick one, but you said no. Let's see who does better for the whole fantasy season between me and you. Basically, we're both going to be streaming in a sense. You're going to be mixing and matching with the 2 you have, and I have the 2 I have, but I'm also not going to hesitate to
Because
drop
I'm
Alex
not-
Smith or Andy Dalton for anybody better, like
No, I told you,
Tyrod
I-
Taylor.
I tried something different, you know. I tried, you know, best week out. Last year I had Big Ben. Started him every week just because his name was Big Ben. I could have picked up Alex Smith.
And I
Did it?
warned you last year too.
That would have been.
I
that would've
said,
been
I told
ideal.
him. I don't know if you told him the same thing, but I
Bro,
said
it's the same thing
with
that happened
Big
last
Ben,
year. I started 8
and
points from my
if you
quarterback.
notice, I benched Big Ben in the other league.
8 points for my quarterback. You know, it's horrible. That's why, you know, taking a quarterback early isn't as crazy as it sounds. But
If you want a little hint on Big Ben, it's not necessarily road games.
Big Ben is.
It's road games at 1 p.m. So he actually does okay 4 o'clock, 8 o'clock night
What
games.
time he plays this week?
1 o'clock.
That seems
And
like
I don't.
James
Do
Conner
you have
kinda
any
game right
Steelers?
now.
Do you have any Browns players?
I got Jarvis Landry.
All right, but he's a safe player. But I'm saying,
And I
if
got
you got any
James
quarterbacks, because the weather's bad for Sunday. They said.
Oh, yeah?
It might affect.
Yeah,
You might have to
it's
check.
gonna be
I don't know if they're gonna move the game to Monday or anything like that, but they said something's going on there. So just a FYI, because I just read it
Maybe I
before
should start Jamal
started
Williams.
recording. Nah, you just
I got
just
Hyde.
you have 2
Hyde.
days to see what the weather's looking
I
like.
got
but-
Hyde in the live drive, so it wouldn't really matter. They'll run the ball more, if anything.
All right, so moving on to something different, because the other day I started keeping notes of the crazy outlandish stuff that people be saying, and so have it in my notes. I kind of want you guys to let everybody know your bold statement for your fantasy team. Want me to go first?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, so it doesn't even relate to my team, but actually I'm gonna add something to it, because since you're claiming it, I'm gonna do the same thing with my 2 receivers. I'm gonna say that both my receivers will be wide receiver ones.
Who?
Chris Hogan,
Okay.
and Tyreek Hill. So I'm saying the same thing that he said. So who are your 2 receivers? You said the same thing. Both of these guys will be.
Doug Baldwin and Jarvis Landry. who
So
have been
we're
wide
talking
receiver ones
we're
last
talking our
few
main
years
league.
in
So
a row.
we're talking our main league. Our main league is 14 teams. So basically we're both saying that both our receivers will be top 14 wide receivers in fantasy, half point PPR.
Oh no, my.
But
You have a couple. I want you
Mine-
to say it out loud.
Oh no, well they got 2 wide receiver ones. They're gonna have to leave a spot for my boy Mike Evans. Mike Evans finished in
No.
top 5.
He said top 5. All right.
Top 5 receiver at his position. There's been many doubts, but he did it 2 years ago, and he's been a monster. He gets none but targets. He just has to add touchdowns to it. Like he said with Julio Jones, you add 10 touchdowns to Julio Jones, he's finishing number 1 overall by a mile. So, and I feel that they're gonna be a really bad team, so they're gonna air it out, and I just feel that they're gonna throw to Mike.
And your second
Big
one,
Mike.
you have another one.
All right, this is go snake style. Lamar Miller. I took him in the 3rd round. He was the focal point of my draft strategy. I said no matter where I pick in the 3rd round, I'm taking Lamar Miller. Ajayi and Lynch went in front of him, and Drake. And I think all those guys are not going to be as good as Miller. Miller will finish top 12, which is a RB1 in a 12-man league. I got him as my RB2 in the 14-man league, and I feel real good about him, man.
you think so?
I did
Real
too.
good. 3 down back.
I
man.
did too, but I thought I didn't have to
tough.
get him in the 3rd round.
3 down back. He's playing with Deshaun Watson. They're gonna try to limit Watson a little more.
No, he did
rely
have
more on the running
higher.
game.
What happens if Watson gets hurt?
That's all good. There's no one else behind them.
I don't
Who's out for
I don't like
blue?
speaking that way. Like,
Who's out for blue?
what if these guys get hurt? You kind of draft,
Nah.
No,
assuming
You don't play-
assuming
you
the
don't play
upside,
that way.
like guys are gonna be healthy and productive, not
This
this guy might get hurt. because then we won't draft half the players if we assume they're gonna get hurt.
He disappointed a little bit last year, but before that, Ronnie took him.
I've had it two
he-
years, assuming he's gonna have RB1 years. He
He's
never
been very
has.
boring, but
Lamar Miller.
RB1, RB2 numbers, like borderline 1, definitely RB2. He's been putting up numbers, so I mean, listen, RBs are hard to come by.
So
So
Foreman takes over.
You know,
got
and-
Foreman, so
he
you're
picked-
good.
and I got Foreman on the IR, and I got Zeke, to take the load. So I'm ready, man.
Must
We're
be
ready.
nice.
We're ready.
You gonna give me Zeke? I got a trade offer for you, man.
Zeke is on.
He's staying with Steve. Dude, listen, if you're talking trade before week 1, unless you're in my situation where you had Le'Veon Bell and so you're trying to save your ass, there's something wrong with how you drafted, and that says something about you. You shouldn't be talking trade after you just drafted. You shouldn't have drafted the players you just drafted. You're talking trade already.
I disagree with that.
No. Listen.
This guy.
Are you with me? Because this guy's saying
I
that.
feel like I have an amazing team and I'm willing to trade because
Yeah,
I got
but
a lot of players.
you're trying to
This guy-
trade. You're trying to
this
trade
guy-
from your depth, your
Yeah.
backups to get an even stronger starter. That's different than. That's different
this
than
guy offered me a couple
trading-
trades today that I was like,
Yeah, but
why
his-
you offering me these trades?
like his
very good trades,
very good.
solid.
His very good bench players.
no,
but
it
like a
wasn't-
package.
It wasn't bench players.
Give me an example of one offer.
What was a good one?
I think at one point I said Freeman,
And you have Coleman. So
Landry, and somebody else for Zeke.
Yeah.
And then he was like, no.
Oh, Landry and Freeman for Zeke.
I mean, the combo is a good package, but then it's like for that
But I
keep the
think I added
stud.
something else. I think I added somebody else, and he was like,
Who'd you tell that? No, you.
I think I added a flex because your flex is
Oh, you either Wilkins.
So it's those two and Wilkins, let's say.
Yeah, but you know.
And you got
I
drop
like-
up. Basically, you don't have droppable players. You got a good bench, let's say. And you got 2 or 3 guys that you could drop.
I mean,
I had 1 or 2 as well. So
I
it's
mean,
fine.
yeah, the quarterbacks, but I like the quarterback matches for the next couple weeks.
I probably would have took Matt Ryan in that deal too.
You would have asked him for Matt
Yeah.
Ryan. Whatever. My whole thing is like, kind of assess your team after week 1. If there's any injuries, anything you don't like about your team.
I can assess
Matt Ryan's one day. I'm making fun of him only because we have the bet, but it's just 1 week,
I can
and it was an
assess-
ugly Thursday night game. The first half, it
That's
was.
exactly why I'm not pushing the panic button.
And no, that's why you would trade, but that's why you would also just.
You know,
You want to give up Matt
No, but I
Ryan?
said, yo, listen.
my guy
but-
Danny, back-to-back champion. He would have been a monster situation. He would have made a trade for a
No,
quarterback.
first of all, Dan is his brother-in-law, and Dan has won both, 2016 and 2017 championships. Most of it, or I want to give him some credit because he actually drafted Gertie last year.
Nah,
I don't want to
nah,
say it's just because he made trades.
Listen.
But the problem with his trades, hold on, before you get into the problem with his trades is, at times, it feels like he's on the losing end of his trades. We see it's like, yeah, and then end of the year, he ends up winning those trades by luck, by magic, whatever. Go ahead.
Now, here's my whole thing with Danny, man, and we'll close it out.
Yeah, we have to do it.
Listen, bro, Danny 2 years ago, he won it. He finished number 1 in the standings. I checked it. He finished number 1 in the standings. He made the trickery trade with me. He traded me Gurley his off year.
He didn't
For
trick
Freeman.
you.
No,
Don't say he put the trickery on you.
He got it. You know,
He
like
didn't put no trickery
Gurley
on
started
you.
off slow. He
You
saw Monday
won.
Night Football. He wanted Freeman. He had Coleman the good year. I gave him Freeman his the year after he broke out. That year, the crazy year.
No, it's over.
That first year I picked him. He had a solid year. He had a top 7 finish. Then he had him. I ended up having Gurley top 21 finish. And then the year after he dropped the Gurley, bro. And Gurley brought him a championship back-to-back years. 1 via trade and 1 via amazing playoff performance. You know, I could have stopped him both times. I could have not traded him Gurley the first year.
Don't forget
The
that.
second year I let him.
Easy gave him Beckham that year, and then also gave
Yeah.
him Hunt last year.
Well,
so.
you know, but the first year he finished 10-3, so I gave him that. He finished top dog in the standings, and
But he made 5 or 6 trades
no, he won the
every
last-
year. He's
yeah.
been in the league.
I don't think it's been that many.
Nah,
It's like 5 or 6 trades.
It's 2-3 trades that are
Yeah.
huge.
No, I think it's been.
No,
I think
at
you
least
is
3 to 4.
trust me. I think it's
Nah,
more in the
football's a
5.
lot less, man.
A lot less than baseball, but it's still
Well,
5 to
either
6.
way, he won. He's a champ. Props.
The
to Dan.
defending
we-
champ,
we
Dan.
give him all the props,
But
bro.
we gotta let the people know that he has a vow to
To
not
not
make no trades this year,
We'll let you know when he
unless he's 0-4.
0-4.
He said 0-4.
You think he could climb
Unless,
0-4?
yeah,
He's
well,
not
you
me.
almost did it.
I mean, yeah,
All right,
I
but
couldn't
so
do
he
it.
said that.
We'll be back next week with a trade from Danny.
All right, that's it for this week. Next week, I'm planning to have, I think, Anthony I'm going to have on the show. Speak to Anthony. Anthony's one of my better friends who's an awesome troll when it comes to sports. He just argues the opposite of what you go. He goes against everybody. That's what it is. So anyways, we'll see you next week. Until next time. Peace.